Hi everyone, welcome back to today's video. For today, I'm going to be making this really cute little birthday card using the Tasty Truck stamp set, which is a celebration stamp set. So I absolutely love this stamp set. I think the truck is absolutely adorable. I think there are tons of things that you can do with this stamp set. For this card, I really wanted to kind of go out of the box, and I didn't want to do the truck with one of the items in here because I feel like that's what everybody is going to default to, and I wanted to give you guys something that you may not have thought of just off the top of your head. So that's where I came up with this card from. So obviously we're going to be using Tasty Trucks, but this card is just super cute, and I like it because I was kind of trying to get like an explosion look from the cupcakes. Like all of these cupcakes are exploding out of the little grating. That's kind of what I was going for. So I don't know if I really accomplished it. I think I kind of did. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. So aside from the stamp set, we're also going to be using our archival basic black ink. This is the only ink pad we're going to be using for today because most of our color is going to come from our awesome watercolor pencils. So I just pulled these out. I'm using most of the colors. I think I have, how many here? I have 8 here. So there's only a couple of colors that I'm not using, but you could do whatever colors you wanted to. That's just kind of what I'm choosing because it's going to go with my color palette. I also have some of our enamel shapes here. So I just pulled a few colors and I put a couple of these on my sample, but this is from the Brights collection, and these are just our enamel shapes with the dots, the hearts, and the stars. So I'm going to be using some of the dots. And then for our paper, I have a piece of watercolor paper, and this is cut at 5 inches by 3 3/4. I then have a piece of our designer series paper, and this is from the Tasty Treats. Is that what that's called? From the Tasty Treats suite. I'm not sure if that's exactly what the paper is called, but it's from that suite. Hang on. That's really going to bother me now. I'm going to be thinking about that the whole video, and I should just look it up. Yeah, Tasty Treats, the Specialty Designer Series paper. So this is from that set, and this piece is cut at 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And then I just have a piece of crumb cake cardstock, which is cut at 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so to start, we're going to get our basic black ink pad out, and I have the 2 stamps that we're using. I already have them mounted up on blocks. So I'm going to use this happy birthday sentiment that says happy birthday, now where's the cake? I don't know, I just think it's funny. And then our little cupcake image. So I'm going to start off by taking our sentiment and stamping this right in the middle. Well, I shouldn't say right in the middle, as close to the middle as I can get it. Not bad, not bad. And then I'm just going to take this little cupcake stamp, and I'm just going to stamp it all over the grating. Now what I'm doing is I am rotating my stamp, 1, and 2, I'm putting a ton of cupcakes super close to the grating. Now as I once I get a bunch of cupcakes around the grating, I'm going to continue to move them outwards, but I'm going to make them less. I'm going to make less of them. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But instead of them being right next to each other, I'm going to kind of spread them out. So it kind of looks like that exploding effect where like the cupcakes just exploded from the middle grating over there. So I'm just going to kind of go crazy with this, and there's no right or wrong way to do it. This is just kind of what I wanted. I just thought it would be kind of fun to get like a really fun all over the place effect. So that's that. I mean, I'm fairly happy with that, so I think that's good enough for me. So I'm going to close out my ink pad now. And I am also going to be using an aqua painter. I didn't include that in the beginning just now, but I am going to use an aqua painter as always. If you don't have the aqua painters and you just want to use water and a normal paintbrush, you can absolutely do that. The watercolor pencils don't work any differently. I like the aqua painter because it's very convenient. But if you don't have it and you don't want to spend the money to invest in it, you could absolutely just use a water or a paintbrush and some water. It really makes no difference, I promise. So I'm going to bring in my colored pencils, and I'm actually just going to start with my Early Espresso, and I'm going to go in and color all of the bases. And I'll just do a couple so I can show you guys, and then I'll speed it up so it doesn't take forever, because it's the same process for all the cupcakes. So I just color in the bases. And really you're just kind of spreading the ink around. I mean, with these, the cupcakes are so tiny that it doesn't make a huge difference with the bases in particular. But, you know, I do think it looks better adding that little bit of color in there. So there's that. And then all I'm doing is I'm going back and coloring the tops of my cupcakes with my different watercolor pencils and doing the exact same thing. I'm just roughly coloring in just like this. I'm trying to make sure I don't put too many like colors right next to each other. And one more. And then I'm just going to go in with my watercolor, with my aqua painter, and I'm just going to melt that color in there. Now, I did want to note, as you can see, I'm going from one color to the next, and I'm not cleaning out my brush. You do get a little bit of cross-contamination between the colors, but I actually think it looks pretty cool. On my sample, I had some where I had, like the cupcake was a little bit blue and a little bit purple. Like, I think it creates a really cool effect. So I'm going to continue to do that, and I'm going to just color the rest of my little cupcakes, and then I'll come back as soon as all of the coloring is done. Okay, so now I have my little background done, and I'm going to, or my background, I have all my cupcakes colored in. I don't know why I'm calling it a background. I'm going to go ahead and assemble everything, and then we'll add our enamel shapes at the very, very end. And the reason I want to do that is because I feel like once it's all put together, I can kind of see where one area may need a little bit more, and that's what I'm really going to use the enamel shapes for, is to kind of balance everything out. So I'm going to be using Fast Fuse just because I didn't do a whole ton of watercoloring on this piece. Whoops, got some on there. There's not a ton of watercoloring on here, but there is, it is watercolor paper, so it does, it's just thicker, and I find that it adheres better with Fast Fuse. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do, and since I have Fast Fuse out already, I'm just going to go ahead and adhere everything with Fast Fuse. You don't have to for that part. Just fold up my card base. And this one is super cute. I wasn't sure if I really liked it, but the more I look at it, the more I actually really do like it, and I think it's adorable. So now I'm just going to grab some of my enamel shapes, and a lot of these colors match the colors that I used from my watercolor pencils, so that's why they actually work really, really well together. And I'm just going to take my bone folder and get these little guys up, and I'm just going to kind of place them where I feel like there's maybe an open space, or I want something balanced, like I want a color balanced a little bit. Like right here there's not much green, so maybe I want to add a little bit of green up into that section up there. And I don't want it to be too cluttered, but I want to just add just a couple little accents here and there. So you definitely can go overboard with this, and I might, so I hopefully won't, but you definitely can. I think I'm gonna do this purple one. Whoa. I'm gonna do purple right here. Maybe. Sure, why not? That looks good to me. And then we'll do this blue one up here. And that just kind of gives it a little bit more interest. Oh man, now I feel like I need one down there. You know what? No, I'm going to leave it so I don't go too crazy. But that's our card for today, guys. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. You could absolutely leave the enamel dots off if you didn't like it. You could do less, more or less cupcakes. I did want to show you guys this other card that I did, kind of going with the same idea. Now, they don't look anything alike, but when I say I went with the same idea, I actually made this one first, and I wasn't super happy with it. I just thought it looked kind of plain, so I kind of, actually, I came up with the idea for this one, and then I didn't think I would like it, so I made this one, and then I came back to this. So the reason that I wanted to show you guys this is because you can take a basic concept of just using this greeting and these little cupcakes, and you can turn it and do a bunch of different things. So if you don't particularly like this card that I just showed you how to make, you don't have to do it that way. You could absolutely do something different with it. But I just wanted to, you know, this is a base. This is just to get those creative juices flowing. If you love this card, you can absolutely recreate it 110%. But if you don't particularly like it and you think that you may want to do something different with it, take it and run with it. Use your imagination. So I just wanted to show you guys an alternative. This one was super simple. This is just a piece of watercolor paper. I did my greeting and then 4 cupcakes on each side. I did a piece of old olive, and then this is also from the Tasty Treats Designer Series paper, and this is just a piece of soft suede cardstock that I put it all on. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!